Good morning. We're already underway here. Beautiful cut shot. There is protection for Uganda. Down to the third man. 1 run. The Lions are underway. This is the second game of Uganda's tour of South Africa. They drew first blood, the guests. The visiting team Uganda here preparing for the World Cup Africa Finals, call it the World Cup qualifier. It's the tournament that matters going forward. As Uganda look to finish the final lap of preparations on a high. They're 1-0 in the series, but the Lions side out today. Big fish fishing there. Juma, they are wearing it. Juma Miyagi. Another very good delivery from Juma Miyagi. Juma Miyagi, vice captain of the Cricket Cranes. Still 22. The world will be at his feet if he can keep away from that injury column that is always looming like a thief in the dark, trying to halt players' careers. He strays away from the line. Chance for a catch. No protection. Those will be the first boundary. First boundary for the Lions today. Like a good thing about such a professional setup, every bad ball, be issue, it will be given the punishment it serves. Juma Miyagi will know that and more. In the air now, who will take this one? No one. Top edged. Fortune favoring the brave here. Team is not getting enough room to play that one, but well, what he does best is he gets enough bat on it, edges it over the keeper, and there are not enough fielders on a cricket field. It's a batsman's game. Runs are flowing here. End of the first over, and the score is 13 for no loss. It's a big over. Frank Nsubuga into the attack already. Look at this. A couple of slow feet in the 30 yards. Juma Miyagi still feeling the heaviness of the first over on his shoulders. Not able to come through and cut that one off for one at square leg. Nakrani is the one that picks it up as Frank Nsubuga starts his over. Bowling from the center of excellence end here at the high performance center. Punch down the ground. Cosmas Cheuta, who will be your man? Patrolling the boundary from long on. Teamers is changing strike there with Richards. Two guys with batting reputations. Smoked out in the back. Chance for a catch. Juma Miyagi takes the catch. Very well taken. Uganda strike. It's not Juma Miyagi. It's Robinson Oboya that takes a very good running catch. He almost lost his footing. He almost lost it in the sun. But the recovery showing that he isn't here to fight. It's a good catch. Uganda strike. And Richards will go without disrupting the bowling of Uganda a little too much. 15 for 1. Joshua Richards gone. Joshua Richards, just 26 years old. Very fine player for the Lions. He goes early. He gave himself a lot of room trying to back up a little too much. But yeah, the top order batter is gone. He's played for the South Africa under-19 side, the Junior Proteas, and St. Stephen's College. He has 3,453 runs in T20 I's. And as he goes, there is a chance for another person to come through. And guess what? The new man in is Tian Brits. Frank Nsubuga cramping in for him. Again, this one is a third shot. Trying to draw him into a false shot. It's a heavy side here. From the Lions. Chance in the air. Does it carry? No, it won't carry. Cosmas Cheuta. A beautiful footful comeback overboard here by Frank Nsubuga Molondo. Over goes for only 3 and has the big wicket of Joshua Richards. Miyagi going for 13. Frank gives her only 3 to keep things in control. 16 for 1 after 2. Same team names, the DP World Lions, but I tell you this is not the same side that played against Uganda the other day. If you're watching and listening in from home or from wherever you are in the world, just know Uganda have a plate full today. Coming through from the netball end, from the students end, from where the performance and water sports are conducted, is Cosmas Cheuta replacing Juma Miyagi. Onto the fake there. Misfield. It goes through. Will it recite to the boundary? What an effort from the field. Juma Miyagi all over it. Quick apologies from Nakrani, who is at a short mid-wicket and makes a mess of it. That's how it is. Everyone will be asking each other of their abilities to rise to the occasion, to do better. That was quick from Juma, from Cosmas. I beg your pardon. Cut again, only for one. Robinson Obuya is in the covers there, working overtime. Of course, Uganda team nicknamed the Cranes, the national bird, and for here, the DP Wild Lions from Gauteng, called the Pride of Jozi. If you've been to South Africa once or twice, you know Jozi does mean Johannesburg, and the people of Jozi are very proud people. They wear their hats on their sleeves and they play with intent. Some real good wills there of pace from Cosmas Cheuta. The appeal in Uganda is half-hearted and the umpire does agree. It's the late buys that they do give away. Brits and timers, call him timers, working out things here for the Lions early on in their innings. They're moving at a good rate, 7.8. It was a beautiful first over that they milked from young Juma Miyagi, the vice captain of the Cranes. Again, they are big fish. They are swing and a miss from him. Big fish caught fishing. Not enough legs here in Pretoria. I've only seen one man-made one, which is for the water sports here at the High Performance Center. Every glance, every glare, every glimpse here leaves you jaw-dropping when you come to the HPC. The beauty is in the beast itself, the facility. Edged, that will run. You don't catch those ones. Save your legs, batters. That will be 4 to the total. That's what the coaches want to see from the players. When you swing hard. Any miss on that one to wrestle it to the boundary. A very good over from Cosmas Cheuta ends with a 4-chase boundary for Brits. And the score is now 24 for 1 after 3. Frank Nsubuga Mlondo, 45 years young, will be back. Chance for a catch. Oh no, that was going to be very acrobatic from Riyazat Ali Shah, forcing the pace. Not the best of things you love to do there from a Brit. Very lucky at the very end. He gets away with one. That tells you that these batsmen are not shy to play their shots. Little punch down the ground where Cheuta is patrolling. Look at that electric throw from the boundary. Hitting the covers. Long barrier comes through from Juma. It's another run. Beautiful sights here. The tax cricket over the HPC. Big swing. Looks ugly. He was trying to hoik that one over mid wicket. Doesn't get any bat on it. It's the pads that are ruptured. Dot ball for Uganda. Beautiful punch straight to the fielder. Juma Miyagi, what can you do? The shot, the stumps is inches close. He's getting applause from the bowler, Frank Nsubuga. I like this. I like what I'm seeing. Sending signals of intent and waking up the bowlers and the fielders, saying if you snooze, we will not wake up a sleeping dog. We will take off for quick singles. Let sleeping dogs lie. Tightness from the old man about town. 45 years young Frank Nsubuga bowls another tight over. He's doing very well. His 2 overs have gone for 7. He's trying to compensate things here for the pace bowlers, who the Lions have taken a liking to. And it's common knowledge, if you watch out of South African cricket, you know that their batsmen love the ball coming onto the bat. And the helping is always there for them because the outfields in South Africa are very well kept. And they're electric. Once it goes off the bat, it travels like a tracer bullet. You can chase, but only in your dreams will you catch up. End of the over, 28 for 1 after 4. Juma is back. And Juma starts with a nice one. Taken out of the attack after bowling 1 over for him to think about things. But him being part of the leadership team of this cricket crane side, I think just only the 1 chat that he did need is all that mattered for him to come back and realize that there is a job to be done. I can't leave the bowling job for anyone else but myself. Better lines from Juma. Team has stuck on 15. He got those runs very early in the first over. Positive voices on the park for the Ugandans. Dancing down the wicket. He clips that one past the field at mid off. Beautiful shot. A shot of intent. Very fruitful. 4 to the total. You won't be faulting Juma for that delivery. It's the improvisation of the batter that gets the reward. Teamers. NL teamers continuing to make sure the scoreboard is ticking. He's got good company. At the other end in Brits, Tian Brits. Again cut. That will be back-to-back boundaries. Paying heavy prices, trying to overcompensate, bowling on both ends of the wicket. One was good. Batsman gets a shimmy down the wicket, creams it past the fielder at mid-off, Cosmas Cheuta. The second one, Juma, a third shot. And how they love the width these batters. Just leans back a little bit, rocks onto it and pounces for more. The left-hander is making hay. How does he end the over? In the air, chance for a catch. Nakrani calls for it. And yes, Juma Miyagi strikes. That was heavy on the batter. 2 boundaries, back to back. And Nel teamers will take a walk for a beautiful knock. A little beautiful cameo of 23 from 15. Second wicket for Uganda. And the score is now 37 for 2 after 4.5 overs. Dinesh, shot number 19. There is a new man in. Kono, Esterhuizen is the new man in Kono. They will believe it will be very hard for the Lions to score quickly. Again, they are trying to go gang-ho style, no stable base and no connection whatsoever from Tian Brits, who is on 11 runs from 14 deliveries. DP World Lions, one of the leading franchises here in South Africa. Straight to mid-on. You won't be getting many runs in that area. Joseph Benjamin Baguma, right there in your frame, does the cleanup duties. Of course, if you see Benjamin, you know he is part of the playing squad today, and Uganda not only playing 11 players, they're playing 12. Benjamin, Woolball, and Raghav Dhawan will come into bat after a few discussions here with the elite management team of the Lions, including Alan Donald, John T. Rhodes, Shivesh Daya, Russell, Dominigo, also part of this setup, and Ziad Mohammed, as well as Jimmy Kamadi. An elite side out here to give Uganda a run for their money. The idea for Uganda, of course, Coach Abenshama being very bold about his talk, saying we'll have to say high scoring game, we'll have to see his bowlers under fire, under immense pressure, so that the batters can feel the heat and come and chase by showing their skill set in the air. Doesn't carry, they'll get a single. Almost in trouble. Tian Brits running without stepping onto the gas and almost running out of gas at the very end, as a shot this time from Baguma almost caught him in trouble. A champion side, these Lions, they won the 4-day series. They won the Pro 50 League as well. So, success is their middle name. Punch in the covers. Riyazat Ali Shah, no fly zone. End of the power play. 6 overs done and dusted here. Uganda are keeping things a little quiet for the Lions, who are 38 for 2. Nakrani fresh into the attack with the scoreboard reading at 39 for 2. Starts with a dot ball with Tian Brits on strike, 12 from 17 now. Hit with power. Does it find the gap? The running is good from Juma. It's Frank Nsubuga that cleans up, running all the way from mid-wicket to long on. He gets a high five there. Coming onto the pitch. Drilled down the ground. Innocent Mwebaze, my namesake, into the action there, coming onto field for, we'll tell you in a jiffy. Innocent, a comeback king of sorts, had an injury right after the World Cup and he's worked his way back into the side. If you're listening in for the first time today, apologies to you guys. I broke the ethics. I didn't introduce myself. My name is Innocent Daula, and I am proud to be from the Pearl of Africa. I'm riding solo today. My mate Taka is somewhere hustling Josie. Little fumble from Innocent Mwebaze, but he will be confident of his abilities The senior players making their presence felt by awakening him, saying, "Hey, boss, you found us working. Let's work." They move into the 40s, the Lions. Wides it is. Happy does indicate the umpire. The two umpires standing in today. Juri Sadler and Kualani Ntuli. Of course, you'll know that it is Ntuli who indicated that wide. And Sadler is at the other end. At square leg. The call is one. That landed on the knee for Innocent Mwebaze. He won't show no flick of pain. Young muscles, they say they heal quick. Yeah, Innocent was on for Cosmas Cheuta. Good shift, Innocent, as he walks off after saving Uganda a sudden couple of runs there. And the end of 7 overs, Cosmas Cheuta does walk back onto the pitch after getting quick medical attention from the physio Nitesh Patel. The score is 45-2. Chance in the air, and that will be for no one fields in the side screen at this level, and they welcome Frank Nsubuga for his third over with the boundary. He bowled 2 overs for 7. Frank Nsubuga Molondo, he comes back. Chance for a catch now. They say quarter, but doesn't carry. Lucky is at Tian Brits, who is in 221 now from 22. Kono Esterhuizen has been there, but he's been very, very quiet. I'll tell you Kono's story in a jiffy. That's the ramp shot. Big appeal from the Ugandans. Umpire Sadler, what have you got to say? He says not out. Yuri Sadler not going to be playing to the gallery of the Ugandan choruses. He creams this one down. Does it bisect the fielding? Fine stop from Robinson Obuya. And look at the throw from Juma. Electric stuff from the Ugandans. Hunting in pairs. It's a tandem partnership. Right there working for Uganda. The 50 does come up with that couple. Better down. But not able to stop it. Henry Senyondo. It's the one that they take. Hot blades out here as the Lions reach 53. Hit down to the sweeper. Throw is good. End of the over from Frank Nsubuga Mlondo. Doing well thus for Frank. About 3 overs there. And the score is 54-2. Kono playing second fiddle in this innings for now. Kono Esterhuizen, 24-year-old from the famous St. John's College. He played for Gauteng Under 15s. He's played for the Mumbai Indians Cape Town. And he's also had a shift with the Abu Dhabi Knight Riders. A total of 475 T20 runs. Sumit Varma sweeping the boundary at long on. As Nakrani comes back for the second, he bowled a beautiful one up front. The National Chronicle continuing to do the good work. He goes on one knee, known for prayers, but he goes swinging for the heavens. And looks like the keeper is some sort of trouble after stopping that one. The physio will run on Nitesh. Little medical break. Physio Nitesh was waiting and waiting to be summoned into action. Raghav Dhawan will sprawl on the ground there in some sort of discomfort, with the scores on 56-2. Of course, the philosophy here for Uganda being easy, they don't want to bat fast on a surface like this one, and don't know how many runs are enough, because they believe the Lions know the conditions better here. And with the technical team that did come out here today over Russell Domingo, Alan Donald, the management team is full of former South African internationals. You see Hashim Amla, Jonty Rhodes, Shivesh Daya, Ziad Mohammed and Jimmy Kagmadi. The thinking is if our bowlers can bowl under pressure and they are hit for many runs, it will give a chance for our batsmen to come and show off their skill set by chasing, because the thinking is the games in Harare are going to be high scoring. If you watch that game between Namibia and Zimbabwe yesterday, Zimbabwe getting to 211. Brian Bennett, Ryan Ball, the man nicknamed Lord Marumani, Tandiuniwashe Marumani, all getting amongst the runs. And then also, when Namibia came to bat, they were with the rate until the 9th over, when a couple of wickets tumbled, ending up on 170 odd. It tells you how things are going to be in Harare. No room for the faint-hearted. If you're Ugandan and listening in, please cancel your ticket if you don't have a strong heart, because down in Harare, it's going to be about who's got more heart for the fight, who's got a bigger stomach for the fight, who wants it most. And I tell you what, the rankings won't matter. And many a time we've seen at the ICC events that are cutthroat, that there is always a day for the underdog. I don't know if I can say Uganda was an underdog then. In 2023 Namibia, when they upstaged Zimbabwe, but the writing is clear on the wall. No places to hide. The clock is ticking. The days are running thick and fast. And the 1 week of intense preparation is coming to an end for Uganda. They will be flying out to a short trip from O.R. Tambo to the Robert Mugabe International Airport there in Harare on Friday morning to continue to do the business. Long tour it will be, but one that will be fruitful. If they can reap the fruits of hard work. Back to the action. Nakrani ready as Raghav Dhawan limps off. Man on one leg, injured after he stopped that one there. Of course, the batsman reducing his visibility to see where the ball is going, and in the end, he's ruptured on the pads. I think the inner, it missed the pad. Ruptured him on the inner thigh, just below the knee. Call it the heel. Nobody has a thigh after the knee. Uganda reserve keeper for this match, the exciting youngster Cyrus Kakuru, wrapping up his party. He'll be coming on to keep wickets and a little hold up in play. But the score is 56-2. Cyrus Kakuru gets a chance to bask in the glory. They say sometimes what you look at as misfortune is fortune for the other. Kakuru will be saying, thank heavens, it's a blessing in disguise. Big man Toma takes a break and I get a chance to play. Otherwise, I would have been waiting until tomorrow when we play another champion in the Northern Momentum Multiply Titans, who are fresh from winning the Metro T10 in Durban at the back end of the week, on Sunday to be exact. But here's Kakuru, fresh from water duties, with the keeper's gloves now. He down the ground. Frank Nsoboga. The throw is to the keeper. And Kakuru is right on the job. Good business. Good hustle already. Hitting the sweeper where Robinson Oboya is. Hard hands, heavy on him. Beautiful end to the over from Nakrani. 4 singles in it. That is manageable. That is acceptable in T20. His 2 overs have gone for 10. He's yet to pick up a wicket. But after 9 overs, the DP Wild Lions are on 58-2. Henry Senyondo introducing the attack for the 10th over. They take one. Henry Senyondo starts with 1. It's Esterhuizen who scores the run. Brits and Esterhuizen running without looking at each other, almost stopping the traffic in the middle there. They survive the collision and get the single. Henry Senyondo is bowling. Good stop, dot ball from Senyondo. Very well stopped by Nsubuga Mulondo. That almost nutmegged him. But everyone telling him Kasala. Kasala, if you're listening and you're not from Uganda or you don't know the local dialect, you know it is telling him it's gonna cut you in direct translation. Senyondo being bright, not coming a little too close to the batter's arc, making them play false shots of power. Hit very well, hit cleanly. Fast half a dozen for the innings. First half a dozen for the match. First over of Henry Senyondo is dispatched for 10 runs. They were 4 singles and a dot ball previously. By the end, his final flourish. 6 runs to the total and make that 68 for the Lions after 10 overs for the loss of 2 wickets. And there will be a little water break. We're back from the water break. The men doing the water duties are Raghav Dhawan. You will see him batting in the second innings. Innocent Muevas had a small fielding session in the place of Cosmas Cheuta, who he is working with as they go off. Umpire indicating Ntuli, if everyone is ready, and Snakrani to ball here. His 2 overs have gone for 10. What can he do in the third? A little partnership brewing here between Tian Brits and Kono. Of course, the Lions have started stronger. Unlike in game 1 where Uganda's new ball bowlers dominated, the Lions' top order has shown great resilience at 68 for 2. Of course, there was a different side. It's a much improved side. They're moving at a healthy rate of 7.1. Hit over the top, hit over the covers, work to be done for Chauta. He will stop it, they'll get an easy 2. It's Tian Brits doing the anchorman's job. He's holding the innings together with the 26 from 29, make that 28 from 31. After early wickets, strike rate earned at 90, which is a good sign for Ugandans. They're making him work for his runs. And that is creamed through the covers. Robinson Obuya covering a lot of ground in the extra cover region. And for Uganda's bowlers, Nsubuga struck early. His 3 overs have gone for 16. Continues to show his class with control variation. He removed the skipper, Joshua Richards, cheaply. His economy is 5.3, which is a bright spot for Uganda. He's in the air, but no one will catch that. It won't carry. Kono Esterhuizen trying to up the ante, the scoring rate, but nothing. Just trying to give you guys listening in a breakdown of how the first 10 overs have gone. And I can tell you that Juma Miyagi, showing still a weapon, went for 13 in the first over, struck in the big appeal for nothing. Talking about Juma Miyagi. In game 1, he had a 3-wicket haul. This time round, he went for 13 in the first over, but he came back well and he struck, removing the dangerous nail teamers for 23 or 15. But it's been a little expensive at 11 per over. Again, powering it on the onside. Franklin Subuga makes a mess of it. Baguma will say he's laid an A because that went right through his legs. For runs. The glare from Dinesh Nakrani is always imminent. And that's the pressure the batters are putting on the bowling unit of Uganda. 76 now for 2. Another supposedly good over goes to the boundary. 6 for 2 after 11. Should be mid-overs test now for the guys in. Kono Esterhuizen on 15. Joining Brits, who's on a 33, who's held his end. The Lions will look to erupt and run amok in the last 9 overs here. Can they get another 90 runs? If they get another 90 runs, score will be 166. And that's what I guess all you Ugandans watching out there, all everyone watching the world, will love to see of the abilities of this team that is going to the World Cup qualifier. Uganda's energy has been sharp, barring that one flow from Baresi and Subuga Mlondo. He goes for the reverse. Nothing whatsoever. And guess who is introduced into the attack? One for the future for Uganda's cricket, a match winner with the ball. And lately he's got batting pretensions. Joseph Benjamin Baguma swept. And there is a misfield from Nakrani. 4 to the total. 1-4 to the bowler. The batsman using the pace of the bowler, Kono Esterhuizen. Hit inside out. Just a 1 run now. Much better from Uganda's fielders. You don't want to lose your standards. Chance for a catch. Young Benjamin strikes. Uganda pick up the third. 81 for 2. It's Tian Brits that has got to say his bye-byes. He was doing the anchorman's job very well until that little collapse. Baguma strikes. First time for him to play in South Africa. And first time for him to bowl on this tour. And first over for him. They have runs on board. But they're losing wickets now. But you know what T20 is about. Being a power game. Coming to bat, Michel Van Buren. Hunger for Uganda to tighten things here will be imminent. 81 for 3 in 11.4 now. Big appeal. This is traveling. This is very quick. The chase from Nakrani is on, but I tell you what, even the latest Jamaican, the world champion of 100 meters at the World Championships in Tokyo, will play second fiddle to that one. Two boundaries being leaked by Baguma and the over all in the same region. Van Buren in Misho, and I does copy and paste from how Tian Brits was playing, going for the unorthodox. Good ball, very good delivery, good comeback delivery from Baguma. It's a single to end the over, and the score now is 86 for 3 after 12. Henry Senyondo Kakoza will change ends. He was bowling from the center of excellence end. Now he's bowling from where the netball courts and the water sports are conducted. Touch and go. Look at this. Quick running. The throw is good. Almost. But look at this. The deflection. 5 runs. Is it so? Umpire waits to indicate it will be 5 runs. Yellow chart will be 5 or 4 had the batsman crossed. Will he send them back? It's the 4 runs to the total. Runs plus the single that they took off 91, so the first ball goes for 5, but no one is complaining. Cosmas Chauton to it. Look at the throw. Boom. Again, another deflection from the bowler. Senyondo must back up off his own bowling. Nobody will save him if he doesn't save himself. A target of 150 is surely in the regions here now for the Lions. It will be an ideal test for Uganda's top order. After their careless dismissals in game 1, you like to think Riazati's message of them converting their stats should define this innings. Big one that goes all the way over the nets here at the Tax Cricket Oval. As soon as he hit that one, Michel Van Buren bringing the power game to the party. Too much flight on that one. And the sound of the bat, sweet. Again, he goes. Very good stop there. Cosmas Chauta just telling him, don't try to be a magician. Don't get injured. We're only starting the tour. Long days ahead. Give them the one. Get it off the one bounce. Throw it back. He goes for a wild, ugly sweep shot. No conviction on it. Just going for pure muscles. Sometimes you need brain over muscles. Steers this one down to the onside. Senyondo's 2 overs have disappeared today. 2 overs is bowled, is going for 24. The comeback boy, or the comeback man in the squad for Uganda, he missed out on the Power Africa series. Everyone back home was saying, where is Nyondo? Why is Nyondo not in the squad? But the team showing they hardly missed him, with Matthew Musinguzi, the boy born and bred in Fort Portal, playing for Abojo Cricket Club in Uganda's men's top flight league, filling in the void with assuredness. 100 does come up in 13 overs, 7 overs to go. Can they get 70 more and make this even more interesting? Swept nicely. Does it bisect the field? Look at the shift that Robinson Obuya has put in today. Pretty much covered already 5 kilometers even before the 20 overs elapse. 100 becomes 102. Van Buren and Kono Stesen stepping onto the gas, engaging the gears here. Micho Van Buren on 18 from 5 balls. He came through and punished Henry Senyondo in his second over, and Kono is starting to take a liking to the bowling. Baguma is your bowler. He has a wicket already. He picked up that one in the first over. He's gone for 3. How he bowls this over will be very immense for the skipper, Razat Ali Shah, to know whether he brings the pace bowlers back now to control the carnage or later. He had all the time in the world to go sweeping, and he's out, given out. I don't know if that was caught, whether it was stamped, if he was bowled. Stamped, keeper claiming it, and everyone saying, well done. Joseph Benjamin Baguma strikes again. The dangerous Mitchell Van Buren brought in to do some pinch hitting duties. The 27-year-old who's played for the Gauteng Under-15s and the Power Royals, who will take a walk, but all the reputation he has, one of the few batters in this land side with over 1,000 T20 runs and a good average of 26 with 4 half centuries. Baguma sends him packing, and Baguma saying, thank you, coach, for believing in my abilities, for selecting me, and for making sure that I get a game on this tour. He's putting his hand up there, Joseph Benjamin Baguma, and saying, on the day off, maybe when Henry Senyor doesn't deliver, please look to me, look no further than me. I will be your savior, Uganda. The battle won for now. Chance for a run. Look at this. Chance for a run out. Oh no. He was not even in the frame. Hands on his hips. Again, playing the wrong line. the mystery of Benjamin. Finger spinner. $105 now for 4 after 14 overs. It's a good game here, good hustle going on between the two teams. The class of the Lions coming through to show, and the class of Uganda's bowling, the fight, the bounce back ability. Every time they've gone for many runs, Uganda, they have clawed back into the game with a wicket here and there, and this is good from the both sides. The Lions know they need runs, fresh from playing in that Metro T10 in Durban. Flew back from on Sunday. On Sunday, Uganda playing the Lions 11, which had 4 senior players and academy kids. Today they get the full strength side. Delicate. Juma Miyagi, it's been the tail of the tape for him. Very unfortunate today. Beautiful Yorker dug out and squeezed past the keeper. It goes all the way to the side screen in the V that the coaches don't teach, but in a V that matters in T20 eyes. 4 runs to the total. A couple of these guys here, their reputations speak volumes. Richard Selaswane is a new man in after Mitchell Van Buren goes. The call is 2 immediately. Benjamin Baguma picks it up. The throw to the keeper. The running is good from Selaswane. He ran with conviction. He knew exactly what he wanted. Chad Selaswane has played for the South African under-19s, still 20. This guy has got a reputation, World Cup win of sorts at the junior level. Pulled very well. Does it go all the way? Big outfield. The stop is good from the fielder. It's Shurdib Mangela at deep square leg. They're motoring on here nicely, and they will most definitely get off onto the small village road and get onto the M1 in the last 5 overs, where you're allowed to cruise at 120 plus. No speed limits. Almost rearranging there, the furniture right behind him. Many of them, when the pace comes on, they back deep in the crease, they back up deep in the crease, and then they try to negate the good line of the bowler on the offside by shuffling across the stumps and trying to pour it onto their own side. Here is Juma, first dot ball in a while. He's already gone for 8 from 4 balls. Chance for a catch, the second quarter, and Mangela right underneath it. He swallows it. Shurdip Mangela takes the catch at deep square leg, running in from the boundary, and takes it around the 40-yard region. It's another catch as Kono Esterhuizen departs for 33 runs. He didn't score many since he lost his mate in a Mitchell Van Buren. They were motoring on well and getting a partnership they are building. But a dot ball brings a wicket for Juma. A wicket he so much desired. Make that 2 wickets for him in his spell That looks costly because you're already gone for 30 runs in 2.5. But many times someone will tell you it's the wickets that matter in T20. Pick up the big batter early up front, all will be good. 113 now for 5 in 14.5 overs. Fast ball up front there from Evan Jones, who walks into bat at number 7. Juma Miyagi is trying on the pads, and on the fast ball is tickled finer to the boundary. Give him 4 runs off the mark. 117 now for the loss of 5 wickets after 15 overs. Another 30 balls remain. Benjamin is back. He stops that one there, sticking his hand out there in the wilderness, and he manages to stop it. The non-striker there, Seleswane, telling Evans what to expect from running hard between the wickets now. Seleswane and Evans. Time to work. Seleswane and Evans. Oh, yes! The magician in Benjamin Joseph Baguma. See how he took that one, a blind of a catch. You won't get a replay from us here, but you'll get a replay if you rewind on your channel 10 seconds back. What happened here? I don't know if Benjamin Baguma knows exactly what he just did. Takes a blind of a catch off his own bowling. One hand up there, and it sticks. That's sticking the box of awareness. Short innings there for Bears. Swan Powell. $118 now for 6. Baguma strikes. That's a solo wicket, a solo effort, individual brilliance redefined by young Joseph Benjamin Baguma. Evans gone. Seleswane will be joined by Swanee Powell. Bear Swanee Powell, Newman in. Here is Baguma for you. A tidy over. Cut very well. There's Frank Nsubuga. This time will take his time. The last time he came rushing at the ball, it went right through his legs. He gives away one now. The figures of Baguma will be the envy of many a bowler in today's match. 3 for 18. Tucks it down there. Keeper Kakuru and bowler Baguma chase after it. And they take a single to end the over. And the score is 122 for 6. Baguma there has stripped this experienced batting lineup of the Lions apart. Uganda will think they're in control at 122 for 6. Scoring just 4 runs in the last over. The Lions creamed to the covers, deep extra cover sweeper. Frank is the man for the job right there. Lions will rely on their lower order now. Swanee Powell and Seleswani must do the work. From 7.8, they run just 7. Unless there is a cameo. Looks like 140 will be the ceiling for the Lions. Somebody needs to play blinder. Coach Sharma, who's been patrolling the boundary here, will be pleased by the effort so far. The bowlers have stuck to the plan, forcing the Lions into mistakes. And now the Cranes batters will have a chance to play the brand of cricket they want to play. Fearless but smart. Those are 2 big words thrown around by the cricket Cranes at every opportunity. The call is 2 and the running is good. This is a very big, tough here. Call it 80 meters straight on, 85, 90 in the mid wicket and long on areas. Such a big facility here and very beautiful because we're next to the home of the Tucks, who play in the South African Premier League, the PSL. Nakrani bowling his final over, no wicket for him today. Last ball coming through from Nakrani. He's gone for 24 runs in 3.5 overs. A couple of those could have been 1s or 2s, but there were 2 misfields that went for 4. Cut. Very hard, but Dinesh Nakrani finishes on a high, and he looks to the heavens and says, "Thank you, God, for giving me another chance to bowl at this level." Against an experienced side, he will say, "I went for 24 in 4, and 6 per over is acceptable." But guess what? There's still a delivery. Punched with authority from Seleswani, the short man with the lion hat. And this is the end of the over. Finally, 128 for 6 after 17. Cosmas Cheuta will come back to the attack. Shot number 39. Same shot number done by his idol, the Kenyan Elijah Otieno. He comes back at a time when the Lions are looking for acceleration. They got just 6 runs from the last over. The run rate is stuck at 7. Uganda's bowlers have choked the mid overs brilliantly. Sonny Paul, known for some big hitting. Can we see him break the chains? He hasn't yet cut loose. Just on 7 from 6. Cosmas Cheuta says, I announce my arrival into the match, albeit belatedly, but it's all good. First wicket for a man nicknamed Choto, a fireplace. He arranges the furniture over Swanee Powell, who was looking to go big. 129 now for 8. The Uganda's bowlers continue to show that they're a much better outfit than the praise they get from wherever they play in the world. A start that looked like 160 because they were already 100 up in 13 overs. Tells you a different story that in 5.2 overs they've scored only 30 runs, yet they had a whole lot of 7 wickets in hand. What happens now is that they've lost wickets in clusters, the Lions, and it's that has kept Uganda very much alive in the game, and their batters with a chance to showcase that they can indulge in a clinical chase. Good lines, good lines. Listen to the call. 2, they need acceleration, yes. They go for it safely. It's what you can call Coach Abe Shama's blueprint being swung into action. His call for control in the mid overs has been imminent, as much as been his call to the bowlers to pick up wickets in clusters and giving the batters no freebies. Very good bump ball. He saw him early coming down the wicket. The umpires will signal 1 for the over, but that is excitement for the Ugandan pack. You may not call this a friendly, build-up game, but the Ugandans hardly play any type of cricket of this level, so they look at this as a chance to strangle another of the bigger boys in the South African franchise setup. Couple of big boys watching this one. Edward Koza is in the building. Slower ball from Cosmas. Look at that. Chance for shot the stumps. Yes, it's a bull's-eye hit from the man at mid-off. Shudip Mangela showing off a little bit there. You'll see him with the bat. Final ball of the 18th. Edged. He had a glove to eat Kakuru. That was going to be another athletic effort. They get 1 run, a fortunate single. Cosmas Cheuta loves all his wickets. He's not happy, but he will take it. It was a big effort from everyone. 1-3-2 now for 7. It's going to be a good game, this one. In 18 overs, a very good over ball there by Choto. Juma Miyagi, vice captain of the team, back into the attack to bowl the penultimate. Hit up, call his quarter, 66 runs. The power game coming through, the boundary. He stayed in the air for a very long time and looked like it wasn't going to carry. In the end, the wind helps it. The recall, of course, for Chiauta paying off previously in the last over. The Lions have a bit of crumbled from 81 for 2 to 138 for 7, but they have got runs. They've lost 5 wickets for 58 runs in 6.3 overs. The new man Detroit with the 6 now, Ruben Detroit. What can he do now? Trying to squeeze that one past the man at a short fine leg, Henry Senyondo. Doesn't give away many. Henry has become a familiar piece of furniture in that area code during the slow overs, because everybody knows once it beats him, it's a boundary. He does well to stop the balls. Detroit and Saleswane carry the burden of restoring the innings at the back end. 2 overs left. They get a big 6 off Juma Miyagi. Frank Nsubuga thought he had a chance to take the catch, but the wind and the breeze helping it sail over the ropes. Cheeky, very nicely done. That will be 4. Play to you, Mr. Richard Seleswane. Improvisation and very well done. When you pull it off as a batsman, it looks cute, but it could leave you injured if not dismissed when you don't pull it off. Cheeky stuff and brilliant. The death over squeeze here from Juma Miyagi is needed by the Ugandans because he has made 15 runs. Everyone tells him that's the ball. Ball it 4th stump line, Yorker length. Let's see him bring out the repertoire of shots that he does have. Sometimes it's tough because every batter at this time of the game, they will be thinking, let's wait and hold on and wait for him to come a little closer to me. Working very hard here, team effort from the Ugandans. It's the buys that Seleswane will get, trying another cheeky lap. The over though is still on for Juma Miyagi. The 145 mark will be breached. They will look to breach now the 150 run mark and make sure that Uganda chase more than 7 every over. Hit straight to the covers. Riyazat Alisha, the fielder in the covers. Juma Miyagi finishes with a dot ball. 10 from 10 from Richard Seleswane and 10 in 7 for Ruben Detroit. Juma Miyagi's spell comes to an end. He's gone for 45 runs in his 4 overs, the vice captain. You would feel that he's been punished, and rightfully so. Punished on the day, but lessons to learn for him. No love lost. Final over. Final over coming through here. Played very well. That is stylish. Show of business there from Seleswane, who welcomes Cosmas Chiauta into the attack with the boundary, and Swan 150 up. 1 over to go on the start with the boundary. Important for Uganda to finish on a high. Another one creamed. 4 back-to-back boundaries. Real fireworks here now from Seleswane, the short man. Stepping on the gas nicely and favouring the offside to score most of his runs. He's now moved to 18 from 12. The 150 as does come up. What does he do now? 2 back-to-back boundaries. Cheuta, what do you do? Again, he hits it to the sweeper. This time round, they only get 1. And Seleswane is hitting his pad. That's an indication to show that he is happy with. He's not happy with the single. He wants love more. For Cheuta, it's a sigh of relief. 153 now. For 7. 3 balls left. Can they breach the 160 run mark? That would be the chase everyone was dreaming of. The chase that Coach Abe Shama desired. Hit over the infield. That is very well played. The placement is pure magic. Chodo trying to bounce the lanky fella, Ruben Detroit, who says, I've got nothing to lose. He throws everything at that one and ends up looking like a very good shot. Final over from Cheuta is being taken to the cleaners. 4, 4, 1, and 4. The call is 1. So it's been the tail of the tape for Cosmas in the final over. He had very good figures before this over. He had gone for 13 runs in his 3 overs. But he's the last over and he's already been milked 16 runs, including 3 boundaries. Only 1 run, and that's how things will end here for the Lions. The DP World Lions being asked to bat first by Uganda. Skipper Riazat Alisha. They get a good total, 159 for 7. the match scorecard, the match summary for you so far for the first innings. 159 for 7 is what the Lions get. 23 for Neil Teamers after the skipper Joshua Richards failed early for just 2 runs. 33 apiece for Tian Brits and Conor Esterhuizen. And then Michel Van Buren with 19 from 7. What a beautiful little cameo. As well as Richard Seliswane, who was unbeaten at the end for 20 from 15. Evans Jones and Bears Swanee Powell 4 and 6. But another little blitz at the end. 15 from 9 for Ruben Dutoit. Uganda giving up 4 runs in extras with the bowling being a little expensive up front. Juma Miyagi tonked for 45 in his 4 overs despite picking up 2 wickets. Frank Nsubuga, 45 years young, 1 for 16. 1 for 28 for Cosmas Cheuta, who suffered at the very end. His figures were 1 for 13 in 3 overs, but he went for 15 in the last over. And then Nakrani Kumar, good spell, 9 for 24. Henry Senyondo pounded for 25 in his 2 overs. And then Joseph Benjamin Baguma, the pick of the bowling, with 3 for 19 in 3 overs. And we'll take a short break. And when we do come back, Uganda will need 160 from 120 balls at a run rate of 8 per over. Until then. It's still good morning here in Southern Africa. We're coming to you live from the Tax Cricket Oval at the High Performance Center here at the University of Pretoria in a little town called Hatfield. It is game number 2 of Uganda's tour of South Africa. Game 1 was a stroll in the park for the Ugandans, chasing down only 109. Today they need a stiff chase of 159. So 160 is the target set by the Lions, and this is a full strength Lions side to give a good test to the Ugandans. Fast ball from Shrodip Mangela, who tickles it down. Square leg there for 1. Off the mark things here with Bears. Swanee Powell bowling. Tomagarav, the keeper, will do the batting. Looks at his mate, Toma, and wants Shrodip to come through for a quick single. They don't take off. Third ball coming through. He goes inside out over the top, chance for a catch. Oh yes, cold muscles. Gaurav Toma pays the price. Walked off injured, and he comes to bat with cold muscles. He doesn't size it down nicely. He holds out an easy catch. The fielder makes it look easy because he runs backwards and completes it. But Uganda in trouble. 1 for 1. Toma is gone. Judging that one nicely, and then jogging backwards. Proper athlete he is as he completed the catch. The inning starts in earnest with Raghav Dhawan in. Businessman did a lot of water carrying in the first innings, but he welcomes Swanee Powell. So that says, yes, I'm here for business. Yes, you have a wicket already, but it's all good. I've got a job to do. Raghav Dhawan, the elder statesman, the leading run scorer for Uganda in all formats this year, is the new man in. And he opens his account with a boundary. The takeoff running quickly for a quick single. His leg buys. Mangela on strike now. He hits it high up in the air. Who wants it? Anyone's catch. The keeper has the safest pair of gloves, and he collects, and he picks it up. Good trickery. Good trickery from here. Bears Swami Powell. Uganda lost 2 wickets in the first over. The 2 openers back in the hut for a shower. Uganda not just in sorts of trouble. They are digging themselves into a grave early on in the power play. 6 for 2 after the first over. This pair now does carry the weight of rebuilding the innings for Uganda. Bears striking again twice in the first over, removing both openers. Mangela holding out in similar style to what Toma did. Dhawani is your man for the job as Evan Jones comes through from the center of excellence end here at the HPC. They would like to do this all day long. Taking pace off the ball, bowling some cutters, bowling a mixed bag. They push one, they don't reach the other, so they draw you into false shots. The experience of the Lions here is going to come full circle. Big fish, caught fishing, 3 down in a flash. Ugandans at 6s and 7s. Is 3 wickets down in quick fashion. 6 for 3. Raghav Dhawan go take a shower. After all, he didn't do any fielding. 6 for 3. Caught behind by the keeper. Sumit Varma is the new man in to bat for Uganda. 6 for 3. Raghav Dhawan scored a boundary off his first ball, but he falls immediately thereafter. Caught behind fishing with a big hook, but no fish in the sea. And here is Sumit Varma. He leans back in the crease and pulls this one here. You can see how the field setting is. The man, Seleswane, is not rocking at it at the boundary. He's standing almost at 35, 40 yards. Because they know it will come heavy on the batters. And Russell Domingo here, the coach, and Alan Donald are having a walk, strolling around the park, enjoying the sights and sounds of their fielders. 3 wickets in less than 2 overs. The score moves to 7. Sumit Varma off the mark. Uganda's leading run scorer this year gone in Raghav. This is a very delicate phase of the innings for Uganda. Of course, bowling credit does go to Evan Jones, who was made life difficult with his mate, Bear Swanee Powell, picking up 3 wickets in a flash. If you've gone for a tea break or an early lunch break back in Uganda, you come back and you find the game at 4-3 and you say, what just happened? Final ball of the over, a very good one there from Evans. He asks tall man, 6-footer Robinson Obuya to smell the leather, and he lets it go. Test match special, that one. End of the second over, 7 for 3. The challenge ahead is still glaring Uganda straight in the eyes. They still require another 153 runs, and the big bulk of the top order is back in the pavilion. Obuya and Varma must build very carefully, rotate the strike and avoid further quick wickets. Look at that delivery. Look at the venom with which Swanee Powell is bowling. This is beautiful. This is awesome. This is what they call exploiting the conditions to your favor, to your advantage. Fishing again, stepping in the line, Sumit Varma, and playing a nothing shot. Little words of encouragement going on the field. Very tight. I like the lines here being bowled by Swanee Powell, giving away nothing. And I like how they operate. Look at all the bodies of these Lions players. They're very well chiseled. The conditioning is top notch. It's a real professional outfit. No wonder they are the champions of South Africa when it comes to the Pro 50 back-to-back champions. Give it up to you, Lions. In the money, in the zone. Again. Sumit playing dead with a straight bat in a T20. Yes, you've lost wickets. But again, yes, find the singles. Whichever way you look at it, there's no hiding place. Unless you've given up in the chase and say, well, we want to lose honorably. Save face. But there's nothing like saving face in cricket lately. Over the top. Sumit Varma listens to the commentary and says, what are you talking about, Innocent? You know nothing. And well, he flicks that one over the infield on the onside, and it's 4 runs to the total. Sumit Varma moves to 5 from 6 balls. Obuya, who came a little earlier than him, yet to open his account. Edged, and is that a catch? Has he been put down? Yes. Lucky man he is. Sumit Varma put down after scoring a good boundary. No real sign of remorse from the bowler. It's the fielder that knows the pain. Uganda could have been 4 down now. Instead, they get a reprieve. Score is 11-3. Uganda lucky there. Evan Jones is back from the Center of Excellence. Obuya hits hard, hits straight. But I tell you what, there's no run. Evan Jones, a huge unit. Puts a finger to it. And then the captain, Richards, at mid-off, backs up nicely. Uganda are going to learn a lot from this one. You think they could lose the result, but they will be the winners if they learn something. Look at this, no pace whatsoever on it. But Varma was running quickly. That set up Obuya nicely. He almost fell for his snout. But instead he's off the mark finally. The thing about bowling in T20 cricket is you can play with the batsman's mind and you can win the psychological battle. Beautiful punch down the ground from Varma. Look at the effort from the skipper Richards. He scored only 2 runs, but he's showing, yeah, I wear the armband not because I'm an ordinary player, but because I can do things like that. He saved his team a certain 3 runs there. And the pressure remains intense for Uganda here. Obuya touch and go. He wants to run. Big man Evans has to do the fielding of his own bowling. Gaurav Toma back in the heart. Raghav Dhawan back in the heart. Shudib Mangela back in the heart. And now 2 new men to fight. 3 singles in the over. He finishes the over. Evan Jones with a bump ball. That is good thinking from the bowler. Bowling is a different ball every 2-3 deliveries. You keep asking of the abilities of the batter. And as the 4 overs get done and dusted, Uganda are 14-3. What's up? Nkaba Peter Newman in leg spinner. Good effort there, square leg. He doesn't start with one right on the money, but he gets a good protection. His job is one to trouble Buya and Varma in the power play. He went under pressure, only 14 runs on the board. Ow! Big appeal for caught behind, but came off the toe man is inner thigh. Obia and Varma, if I were them, I would be focusing on surviving this spin. Well, look for some quick singles and maybe hit up the loose ball. Of course, Varma dropped earlier on 5. It gives the Uganda a lifeline, but the momentum remains with the Lions, who are roaring here at the HPC. That is very quick and nice from Nkaba Peter. Nkaba Peter. He's played for South Africa. This guy is 23 years old. He's played for the Proteas. Give him some flowers in Nkaba. 2 ODIs and picked up 3 wickets. And he's played as well 2 12 to 20 years for South Africa. It's a budding reputation here for this guy, Nkaba. 23 years old, putting some leg breaks. One for the future. Short ball, hit with venom, but the protection, if you're from Uganda, is quite similar to that of SFC. Nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. Looks like it's a decent cricket and cover. High score of 50 in first class cricket. Obuya going big. Doesn't get enough meat on that one. Hits halfway the bat. Nkaba Peter showing his athleticism. A very good caught and ball dismissal for a man who's played for South Africa. Nkaba Peter. Uganda are 19 for 4. This is looking one-way traffic, downward spiral. Obuya trying to go for power, but power is nothing without control. Uganda were crying for decent opposition after they made a mockery of the Lions 11 Academy on Sunday. And in life, you get what you ask for. $19-4 now. A good test for the Ugandans, who need another 141 runs from 90 balls. Nkaba starts with a very good over right there. His opening over going for just 5 runs. Those will be wides as Uganda moves into the 20s. Varma throwing the kitchen sink at that one, not getting anything on it. If you just put a little bat on that, it was going to be a boundary because it would have bisected. Short, fine leg. Who's the bowler?
Patel.
Rafiq Patel is your bowler. Varma on strike. And guess who joins him at the other end at number 6? But very early on in the power play. Chance for a catch, yes. Seleswane completes a very good catch there to end Varma's stay. Uganda playing without their thinking caps on, holding out the only fielder out there in their power play. It's been that type of innings from the Ugandans where you feel they've come out to bat without a plan. Come out to bat and not smelt the coffee. The Lions have been brewing something. Ugandans have hardly smelt anything. It's like they're suffering from the COVID-19 virus. You could hardly send anything back in that trying period, because after you lost 1 and 2 in the first over, 2 down for 6, it's time to reconstruct, reignite, re-strategize. But for Uganda, they have gone on gang-ho style, head high up in the skies, and thrown the kitchen sink at the bowling and gotten dismissed neck and crop. Every delivery, them thinking they would hoist it over the infield. Instead, they have hauled out to only fielders out there in the park. And for a lack of better word, it's been a brainless innings for now from the Ugandans. Varma goes, a chance for the big hitting all-rounder Dinesh Kumar Nakrani to come through. Still the power play is on, and see the field setting for the left-hander is easy. 1 man at third man, 1 at deep square leg. Bowling it to him at the 4th stump line. Again, he throws the bat at it. Uganda 20 for 5. In a flash, this could be all over. And Uganda could be saying, well, this has been a good one for us because we'll learn from it. Edged final, the chase is on to won't go to the boundary, but they'll get a couple of runs. Edged, very fine, but what a fantastic stop in the field here. Diving sideways and stopping it. Just 2 runs given to Nakurani there. What would have been a boundary from an educated edge. End of the power play. Uganda are 6-24 for 5. 24 for 5 with the power play. Kabanyomzi Peter, the South African international, coming to bowl through now. His second over, his first over went for 5 runs. Kabanyomozi went for 5 runs and picked up the wicket of Robinson Oboya. Cut very well, cut hard by the skipper Razat Alisha, who will get off the mark on his third delivery. He faces with a couple. The pride of Josie asking of the abilities of the cricket cranes of Uganda. Again, he cuts very hard. That's how you play it. Every coach will tell you in the world, if you go flashing, flash hard. We saw a bit of that from the Lions in the power play. And when the spinners Henry Senyondo came on and Franklin Subuga, and they got the dividends. Razat Alisha gets a reward from a flashing blade. The edge is not as educated as the one in the previous over from Nakrani, but it won't matter. It's runs that matter. First boundary for Alisha. Score moves into the 30s. A poor delivery there from the Protea, the leg break bowler. Is not punished by Razat Alisha. There is protection for it though, deep down at square leg. Edged nicely. Does that one run all the way to the boundary? The chase is on, and the chase is good. He picks it up at the second time of asking, and Uganda get 3 runs. Busy man between the wickets, the skipper. Sometimes when the ship is sinking, they always say the captain must be the last man to leave. And as that Alisha, many a time he's been the last man. Before he was captain, he was given the responsibility of being the finisher for the team. And now as a captain, he must turn into a match winner. Easily one of the most loved cricketers in Uganda, Alisha. Nakrani kicks that one out to end the over. A good over for the Ugandans there. Nkabanyomozi Peter does very well, but Uganda milks some good runs off his bowling, and the score is 33 for 5 after 7. Nobody move. Nobody get hard from Dinesh Kumar Nakrani says, Rafiq Patel, you've come a little too close to my liking. And I will caress you to the boundary. The sound of the blade, nobody moved. It had the word for written on it. Razat Ali Shah, they are getting busy against Rafiq Patel. Him and Nakrani have a rebuilding job to do, and they look interested. Touch and go from Razat Ali Shah, but change of pace from Rafiq Patel. It's been a fruitful over for the Ugandans, who look like they don't want to stay very far away from the rate. It's already a little too high. Their target is 160, and they are on a 41 for 5 in 7.5 overs. This over, they've already milked 8 runs. He doesn't size that one nicely. End of the over, 41 for 5 after 8. Nkabanyomozi Peter back in the attack. It's not a run, it's a dot ball. It's born to Nakrani, who will not take any sighters once it is in the zone. He goes for a huge heave. Everything is missed by the keeper inclusive, and it's 4 byes. That's being bowled from Nakrani. They're trusting their abilities. Yes, we are 5 down in the power play, 24 for 5. Now the partnership is growing. It's 21 runs now. He sweeps again. Sweeps super nicely. Dinesh Kumar Nakrani Maganlal, showing he's not afraid of the man who's worn international colors with the South African national team. A good game for the hearts of the Ugandan fans, I believe. A good game also for Uganda's setup here. And a good game for the tacticians, I beg your pardon. Kocha Abe Sharman, Jackson Ogwang. We'll go back and look at the blueprint with their analyst and see how they can get this better. And if you thought the Lions on the front foot, their coaches don't think so. They're urging them to push and don't give away any freebies. It's one thing to pick up 24 runs in the power play and lose 5 wickets, and it's another to show your bounce back ability. And it's a silence. It's the loudest noise, especially if you don't talk but act with the bat or the ball. So performances always speak for themselves, and today is a good day for them to show. Look at that fielding effort. If he was a goalkeeper, he would be a superman of sorts. Nkaba gives the skipper a handshake, says, "You saved me a couple of runs, maybe even a boundary." Fly zone. What we used to call back in the day, no fly zone. There's that Alisha hitting it round. Nakrani wants the second. The throw is to his end. They take one. It's the end of the overboard by Nkaba. Nkaba Nyomozi Peter. Uganda are 51 for 5 after 9 overs. Today is one of those days I feel like I needed a co-commentator and ask him some tough questions, put them on the spot and ask them if they feel the game is done and dusted as a contest. But I'm alone here, lonely in the comms box, with nowhere to hide, no one to ask. End of the over. 51 for 5 after 9. Hit powerfully, hit with power, hit with precision. It's 4 runs to the total. Sia Plaki is the new man in the attack, and Riyazat Ali Shawal comes in with the boundary. Wides it is. Touch and go. Runs on offer for Uganda. A busy phase of the game for the Ugandans. Last over to reach the halfway stage. Good running between the wickets there. Left hand, right hand combination for Uganda. Doing them well for now. Nowhere to run here. Plucky. Continuing to ask questions here. Everyone else in associate cricket will be watching this one to see how the cricket cranes get out of this hole they've dug themselves in. Good bump ball, an effort delivery from Sia. Jeff. Last ball of the 10th over. We'll be at the halfway stage after this one. Is that Alisha trying to pour it down? There is protection though. And it's the end of the 10th over here at the Tax Cricket Oval. We'll take a small drinks break. And as we take that drinks break, I can tell you one thing, is that Uganda have been rebuilding and fighting back to getting back into the match. They are 59 for 5, having been 24 for 4 in the power play. Having been 24 for 5 in the power play, they're now 59 for 5 after 10 overs. And at the same stage, the Lions were 68 for 2. So the Lions only 9 runs ahead of Uganda at the same stage. But more importantly, they also remain ahead in the wicket scoring because they lost 2 wickets and Uganda have now lost 5 in quick time. We'll take a drinks break now. We'll come back in a short while as you think about what can Uganda do better. Have the Lions squeezed and let go of the enemy, of their prey? Can the cranes fly away from this trouble, or the Lions will pounce again and finish off their prey? We'll be back after this drinks break. halfway through their chase, and after the drinks break here, Uganda are 59 for 5, chasing 160. They need another 101 runs. Then deep trouble halfway through their innings. They lost 5 wickets already. The required rate is 10 runs every over, making the task extremely steep for the middle and lower order. Being top order collapses here. Swani Powell, the opening bowler who picked up 2 wickets in the first over and went for 9 runs in his 2 overs, is back and he starts with a dot ball against Razat Ali Shah, the captain, who is on 19 from 18 balls, with Nakrani offering support to the left-hander on 15 from 12. There's a top order collapse for the Ugandans today. Garaf Toma, the keeper, Raghav Dhawani, Obuya, Mangela, all left early. They've left the chase heavily reliant on the lower mid-order to rebuild. Scoreboard pressure is on, of course. Every dot ball will move that run rate up from 10 to 11. Uganda must carefully select now their boundary opportunities, as well as rotate the strike well and pick up as many singles. Hit over the bowler. Will this run away to the boundary? The chase is on. The chase is good. And what a good stop from the man at the boundary ropes. He's in some sort of pain, but he should be good. He's a professional. Those are small things. Yeah, he will limp a little bit and get back on his feet. It is a competitive total that was set by the Lions. But I can tell you what, it's also gettable. Uganda's early batting collapse gave the Lions momentum 24 for 5, but now Uganda can show some fight. And not a bad day to show some fight. And win over maybe a handful of more faithfuls. What Nakrani has done well today, he's been rotating the strike nicely. And every time Nakrani is in the mood to score runs in the build-up to tournament, those are good omens for Team Uganda. Those are very good signs. Anytime it turns out to be the match winner. There's that Alisha going downtown. He doesn't bisect the 2 fielders, but you're going to get 2 runs. Not a bad over, but the rate is 10. So you count that 6 runs already in the over now. Working day for the Ugandans. This is a day for them to show the rest of their associates in African cricket that they are ready for the big stage. Touch and go. They run very quickly. Do they want a second? Swani Powell doesn't give you so many like that. Good end to the over. A good hustle from Swani Powell, who continues to squeeze the Ugandans. And at the end of the 11th, Uganda moving at 6 per over. They are 66 for 5 in 11 overs. And they still need another 94 runs from 50 over balls. Wides it is. $67 for 5 now. Siaplaki asking of the abilities of Yazat Alisha, try to cramp him for room and not give him any free singles. You look at how the Ugandans lost their wickets today. 1 for 1. Raghav Dhawan being told to go for a quick shower after 3 balls. Shudip Mangela followed on the 6th ball of the over at 6 for 2. Brilliant bowling there from Sia Plaki. Backing away is what Nakrani does, but doesn't get back onto it. Then Raghav Dhawan, the leading run scorer for Uganda in all formats this year, fell immediately in the second over on the 3rd ball, which is the 9th ball of the innings, at 6 for 3. Robinson Obuya didn't stay long. He shook hands with the Proteas international, the leg spinner Nkaba Myozi Peter, at 19 for 4. And then Sumit Varma followed immediately, 20 for 5 in 5.2. Uganda were 24 for 5 after the power play. No wicket has fallen since then. And now Siaplaki, who is real gas for hire, a gas for hire bowler, is working to make sure he doesn't give away many. 2 wides in the over and just 1 single. So 3rd ball for him, that will be legal. Nakrani goes. He's been waiting and waiting. He sits back deep into the crease and he hits a 6 for Uganda. They've been looking to hit 6s, the Ugandans, but it's the first that they manage thanks to the big flashing blade of Nakrani. The search party goes searching for the ball. The umpires walk towards the 30, and the match referee to see which ball they can use for replacement. That 6 moves Uganda's score to 75 for 5. If you're watching from Uganda, I'll tell you what, the man on with the water, Benjamin Baguma, did play today and he picked up 3 for 19. He's walking off with the water now as the umpires pick a ball that is similar to the one that got lost. 3 for 19 against a quality Lion side. That is quite a spell. Raghav Dhawan batted in his place, and Raghav Dhawan fell early after scoring the boundary off his first ball. Good shift for you, Baguma. I can also tell you that Cyrus Kakulu kept wickets today for a larger part of the game because Raghav Dhawan got injured while keeping wickets up front. And then Innocent Mwebaze also came in to field momentarily after Cosmas Chauta walked off for a medical break. So a bit of all the Ugandan players have had some of the action today. The only man sitting out today is Alpeshram Jani, who has some troubles with his back. Hopefully he'll be fine. Nakrani on strike now. They're hitting a 6. Over looking good. It's gone for 9 already. If he gets another, could be the over that Uganda desire. His score moves to 22 from 15, with Alisha on 26 from 23. He has Siap Lucky. Slaps it in the covers, just on a 1 run to the total. Over still going on. Every over very crucial now for the Ugandans in keeping the chase within reach. What does Alisha do now? He hits the sweeper. Miss 1 run. Uganda Cricket Association will be very, very happy and feel very proud that they're being hosted by Cricket South Africa on this tour. That's the last lap of preparations for Uganda to go to the World Cup qualifiers. Long overboard by Sia, but it's understandable because he's trying to keep the Ugandans in check. He has to bowl a mixed bag because if he bowls it in the zone, they'll go after him and his reputation will be left in tatters. Last ball of the 12th over from Sia. Does he get it in the channel? Ramjani, I beg your pardon, Nakrani finds it halfway and they're running back for the second. Chance for run out. The throw is not very accurate. They get 2 runs. Uganda. 2 runs to end the over. And the score now is 80 for 5 after 12 overs. Nkaba Peter, the Proteas International, comes through. Riyazat Alisha going for a mighty heave across the line. He gets the middle of it and hits him for 6 runs. Nkaba Peter might have been or is on the radar, on the rota over the Proteas, but Riyazat Alisha says, I don't care, reputations don't count here. I have to score runs for my country. They're rebuilding well, and this partnership is well over 50. 62 runs to be exact. He goes again, swinging across the lines. He's not wasting time. Riyazat Ali Shah, he says, this is the chance we have. Nkaba Peter bowling his final over. 3 balls to go. He will want to size up one because you're going to need a hell of a mountain to climb. 74 from 45 balls. He bowls that one very quick and flat, but it's a wide outside off stump. Umpire will indicate wide. As Adalsha goes downtown now, there is protection, mid-wicket. He fumbles it, but there was no intent in the running between the wickets for the two Ugandan batters who have built here a partnership of sorts, having come together at 20 for 5 in 5.2 overs. They have rebuilt and rebuilt. Nakrani facing Kawa. He keeps it out. He has a look at one, but there's only one ball left in the spell of the Proteas International, whose figures do read 1 for 28 in 3.5. How does he end it all? Nakrani must be thinking of a boundary. They take their time to reset the field. Nkaba wanting him to go around from deep square leg to find leggish. Good stock ball there, bowled by Nkaba Nyomozi Peter. He wanted to draw a false shot from Nakrani. Nakrani in the end saying, if you're too good, I'll let you go. So it's a beautiful over bowled by Nkaba Nyomozi. His spell is done and dusted. Nkaba Nyomozi Peter ends the dot ball. There was a 6 at the very start, but then the runs dried up. And at the very end, what a spell from the man. 1 for 28 in 4 overs. He goes for 7 every over. The two pace bowlers, Bear Sonny Powell and Evan Jones, still have 3 overs amongst them. They could be being saved for the very end. Rafiq Patel and Sia Plaki are the guys now who must do the job under pressure. Uganda need 72 from 52 balls. Is that difficult? No. I have seen even stiffer chases being pulled off. When that Alisha gets one there, $89 for 5 now. At this particular same stage, the Lions were on 100 runs for the loss of 3 wickets. They're on 101 for 3. So Uganda still 12 runs away. Does he haul out? Or no, it doesn't carry? They'll get a run. Uganda and Nakrani not getting a hold of it well. This is a very large playing area. The outfield is as huge as 80 yards from wherever you look at it. The 90 does come up for Uganda. At one stage, one could have felt that they could have crumbled for 50 all out, having been 20 for 5. But the fight still lies in the bellies of these two. Rafiq Patel is the man that is back in the attack. 2 singles and 1 dot ball. The asking rate continues to go up. And they'll change the field settings for Riyazat Ali Shah. They push the men not to the boundary. This is smart cricket. They push them to the 45, 50-yard area on the onside and say, well, let's give him a single. He cuts that one well. Save your legs. It is 6 runs. A cut shot from Riyazat Ali Shah. Shot number 22. He gets 6 runs. The skipper, who's moved on quietly there to 41 now. He's into the 40s. Having walked on with this team at 20 for 5 in the power play. Edged and taken. Goodbye, Riyazat Ali Shah. You done well for your team, but your beautiful cameo will end at 41 from 32 balls. 96 for 6. What a partnership between the two. A partnership of 76 runs between Nakrani, who stays there on 26 from 20, and Riyazat Ali Shah, the skipper, who falls of 41 from 32. Good knock, skipper. You've done your bit. And the skipper will hand over the baton, call it the torch, if we're in the Olympics, and says, Vice Captain Juma Miyagi, go show value for money. They're going to dagger right behind there, right underneath the comms box. Tells him Webale means thank you. Juma Miyagi walking to bat with a whole lot of work to do. 64 from 37, again not impossible. I've seen stiffer chases being pulled off. You don't have to do things the professor did in the Money Heist to win this one. It'll be much less. Very well dug out by Juma Miyagi. They look at him, lanky fellow, tall guy. They know if they come anywhere closer to his zone, he could send them to the cleaners. Now, it's all about these two as we come to the end of the 14th over. Uganda are 97 for 6 and 14, needing another 63 runs from 36. Every ball they need to score 1.5 runs. $63. Juma Miyagi swinging for the heavens against Sia Plaki. Will fancy castling the wicket of Miyagi, because when you come through and you swing like Miyagi, you're easily predictable. Sometimes the best thing to do, you come through and knock it around. Get them to think you're a proper batsman. But if you come swinging, you swing for the heavens and you swing your head off and you lose your wicket. But what does the situation require? To swing, and swinging very hard is what Miyagi is doing. Hard to fault him. 14.1 overs gone, 97 for 6. He goes very big. That's what he was looking for, Juma. And Uganda will cross the 3 coveted figures, getting to the 100 in style with a half a dozen from Juma Miyagi. 103 now for 6. Juma goes again downtown. He asks Nakrani, can you come through for the second? Dinesh not ready for the speedster in Juma Miyagi. Siaplaki has a change of field setting because now the left hand on strike. They want to keep the Ugandans quiet. He slaps it over the the bowler's head, just next to the umpire's shoulder. Umpire takes some little ducking, but the umpire today, Mr. Ntuli, shows that his reflexes are still intact. He takes all the pace off. I like how Siaplaki bowls. He uses his head to bowl. He's a military medium bowler. And it shows you that he always has a plan working. And many a time you look at a bowler like Sia, and all you can say is he was born at the right time in the wrong country. Anywhere else in associate cricket, he would be wearing national colours. But here, the Lions colours will do for now. Because you look and see and find that there's no way he's going to pierce through the Protea setup and wear those colours. But talent never enough. Many a time they say you need some luck. An ounce of luck could do you for your career. Here is Siaplaki to Juma Miyagi. Look at that. Juma swinging for the heavens. Four runs to the total. An educated edge moves Uganda to 109 for 6. Straight, very straight as a die from young Juma Miyagi, the vice captain. Must have taken the notes and listened carefully to the skipper who told him, I hand over the mantle to you to go and do the distraction job. A very good knock from Juma. 113 for 6 in 15 overs. And guess what? If you thought Uganda were out of it, now it's time for you to think at it again. Because you're going to need 47 runs from 30 balls. And with Juma Miyagi riding his luck like that, it can go either way. Wides it is up front. Something about Ugandan sports. And their never say die attitude. Juma goes, doesn't get a hold of it nicely as Rafiq The man who's bowled 2 overs for 23 comes into the attack, is given the 4th over. For you to think that the first 5 top order batters of Uganda contributed only 10 runs, contributed only 20 runs, that is 20 divided by 5, that's 4 runs each, and then for the next 1 wicket, the score is 115. It's 90 runs apart. Good tickle from Juma. They want to, and they'll get to easily. Nakrani doing very well to respond to the call from the young speedster. Is that Alsha did the heavy lifting with his 41 from 32. And Juma Miyagi is providing some fireworks now. He's moved on to 18 runs from 8 balls, Juma. Uganda just requires from fighting to bring it down to 12, from 12 runs every over to 9 runs every over. The field is achievable but challenging with only 4 wickets in hand. Miyagi and Nakrani, the job is yours. Good hands, good tickle. The way Juma is batting shows you of someone who's been working extra hard on his batting abilities in the nets. And it's something he picked up during the Pearl of Africa series in Uganda, where Uganda upstaged number 14 in the world in UAE. Juma was coming in as a captain, and Juma was pumping himself up to deliver the crucial last blows whenever Uganda needed impetus in their innings to get a defendable total. Good on you, Juma. Hard work pays. Nakrani goes downtown. That's not a flight. It's not a plane. It's not a bird. It's not an eagle. It's a 6. It's the ball traveling all the way the distance. Uganda continue to quietly claw back into the match. Looking like a kitten returning home before the doors are closed for the night. That is back-to-back 6s from Nakrani. He punishes Rafiq Patel, whose figures will read differently now. His spell comes to an end. But look at the tonking he's taken there. 130 now for 6. For the Ugandan cricket cranes. $30 needed for Uganda from 24 balls. The Ugandans have fought and fought, and they've clawed back. The naysayers, hope I'm not speaking too early, who are writing them off, well, you have something to talk about. I'm sure there's a good test. And for me, if the fans never say anything, then the players should rather never play. So if the fans have something to say, I'm happy. Of course, there's a word going round that there's a big, huge fan base of Ugandans looking to come through. Big swing and a miss. It's all or nothing. And look at what the captain does, Joshua Richards. He says, you signed up as a bowler. You've gone for 38 in 3. See up lucky. Nowhere to hide for you, boss. Come and you keep. Starts with the dot ball. Juma Miyagi again swinging, but the head falling one way onto the onside, the bat onto the offside. No stable base, is not able to get anything on that. See how he hits that Miyagi. That is a shot of a batsman onto his hips, almost cramped for room, but Miyagi gets the full blow out of the park into the tax football field where the Premier Soccer League here is played. If you support football, just know one of your favorite teams here, because many of the Ugandans, professional football players, play in the South African League. So if you have a favorite team here, just know they have played here before. For me, it is these pickings. I'm a Kosi for life. Guys, the Chiefs, I know I've played here a couple of times. For like Arthur Zwane, Ivan Bukenya from Uganda, David Obua, Emmanuel Okwi, all these guys. But for now, it's about the cricket and about the chess. And Uganda, I'm watering on. Juma Miyagi, a beautiful little cameo, 26 from 12. It's not a blinder, but I tell you, it's a very useful cameo with some very good running between the wickets. And then the last hit from the left-hander who was happy to play second fiddle. The national Krani moves into the 40s, 40 now from 24. Here's Sia. Takes all the pace off. What is going to happen here is going to be a very good back end of the game, because the skipper is using the bid part players to bowl now and then give the final overs to the guys that did the business at the very beginning. Bears, Swanee Powell and Evan Jones. Be braced for that. Is it hard? Is it in the gap? No, it's not in the gap. But the call is two. It's a large playing field here. There are too many pockets. And the running between the two Ugandans is also pocket rocket. The 140 does come up. 140 for 6. Just tuned in, just know the Lions up against the Ugandans. And setting 159 and Uganda collapsing to 20 for 5 in 5.2 overs. Tickled round the corner. Sia being very brilliant with that particular delivery, following the batsman Nakrani, who will hold on to strike. Scoreboard pressure, and it works both ways. I don't know the Ugandans what they're thinking. They think they are safe. Would you rather be a Lions fan or a Ugandan fan? My guess is as good as yours as we come to the tail end of this one. 141 for 6 is the score. $140 for 6. Find out. We'll get the scoreboard right, whether it is either 141 for 6 or 140 for 6. But whichever way, you're going to need 20 runs to win from 18 balls. Take one off. Make the equation simpler. If Uganda keep their wickets and don't lose more, they need 18 from 18. Nakrani stepping out of the wicket. Many people, many Ugandans, out of their team at 20 for 5. Good hands, good flick from Nakrani. who makes it for 6. So, in other words, he scored the 6 runs required for the over. Evan Jones there, straying a little bit away. Would have been tighter. But Nakran is also giving them a whole lot of work to do. He's shuffling too much across the stumps, creating room, backing away, shuffling across. The way he lives his life, very destructive, is the way he plays his cricket. Dinesh Kumar, Nakrani, Maganlal. He creams this one in the covers. They want to. Will they get to? Yes, he says push. Juma Miyagi and Nakrani buy a new pair of heels, and they show the Lions a clean pair of heels. The 50 does come up for Nakrani, and he gets a rousing applause from everyone else. If you're watching from home, don't worry about that graphic. It will be put right. Shouldn't scare you. Yeah. The scoring team here, very experienced, working hard to get it right. He plays it nicely. It won't go for the boundary, but they'll get another couple. And Nakrani, if you listen to me earlier, there's one guy who, if he never is in form, whenever he looks like he's in the mood, like he showed in the game where Uganda lost a lot of wickets in the middle, they are chasing 109 against the Lions Academy 11. Came with the finishing touches with the unbeaten knock. And today he's done the same thing. Those are good omens for the Ugandan team. 150 is up for Uganda. It nutmegs him. There's a misfield. The chase is on. Is it 4? But they come back running through for the 3rd. Arguably, his growing up mate, Cosmas Chauta, telling Juma Miyagi, don't throw it away now. Don't give them another wicket. Don't expose the tail. Yes, all of us can bat in the Ugandan heart, but it would be wise for you to get a single. It tells him that end of the ground is a bit longer. Keep it on the ground. You will be fine. He does very well. $154 for 6. No, it was 3, not 2. It was 3. It was white ball. It is when Nakrani and Juma run through the wickets. There's 1 run short. 155. You're gonna need 5 runs for victory. Juma goes. It will be a catch. Yes, he holds out. Good thing he was warned by his mates. He fell for the bait, and wicket number 7 falls. Juma, very well played to you. 29 from 14. It's a good business knock from you, but unfortunately it comes to an end. 155. $155 for 7. First up front there, they run very quickly between the wickets. 2 runs is the call, but unfortunately he doesn't get home safe and dry. He doesn't slide his bat in a cranny on the 50. He falls for 54 from 31 balls. Run out. So number 10 does walk in for Uganda with a score 156. You're scoring here and there.
Fixing.
Yeah, fixing. Sorry. Touch and go from Frank Nsuvuga Mulondo, who gets 1. $157 now. 3 runs for victory from as many as 10 deliveries. Already pressure button there, the panic button being pushed by the Ugandans. Cosmas Cheuta says no, but Sonny Powell is a good bowler. If there's no run, give him the respect. You still have a whole lot of 9 deliveries to chase down 8 runs. Trust your abilities to get a singles. Again, no run, trying to just play it right in front of the nose of the fielders and trying to take off the Yorker length we will do here. 3 runs. Is it hard? Is it easy? I guess whichever you look at it, not because I'm a Ugandan, but I'd rather be on the Ugandan side with 2 wickets in hand. You should back up your bid to score a single on a spread out field here. Cosmas Cheuta does well to squeeze that one fast. They run hard. And they get to the Ugandans. The scores are level now. 159. And because this is a friendly, it could be a draw, a stalemate. You shake hands. Or Alan Donald and Russell Domingo, the big boys of Southern Cricket who are coaching here at the Lions, ask for a power play with Abe Sharma, Jackson Ogwang. Will be interesting. But Uganda have all it to do. Last ball of the penultimate. He lets it go. No pressure whatsoever. Cosmas Cheuta looking like a seasoned batsman, ducking away. Everyone in the 30 yard for the Lions Experience tells you that you have no business at the boundary when a team is on the same scores with you and they need just one for victory with 6 balls to go. Here's Frank Nsubuga to face Evan Jones. 5 balls left for Frank Nsubuga Mulondo to score 1 run for victory. It will be a famous victory of sorts, and Uganda will feel they have done very well to make it 2-0 in the series, with 1 to play tomorrow against the Northern Momentum Multiply Titans, who are fresh from winning the Metro T10 in Durban. That is the finishing touches offered by Frank Nsubuga Mulondo. 4 runs. Evan Jones stuck his foot out there, could not stop the bullet from the bat of Frank Nsubuga. Experience is the best teacher. Uganda win this one by 2 wickets with 4 balls to spare. They end on 163 for 8, and that is how things end here. The victory is for Uganda, and the quick match summary for the Ugandans as they share commiserations with the Lions, who put on a hell of a fight. Frank Nsubuga ending on a 5 from 3, and Chehuta showing that he has the abilities to bat, ending on 2 runs from the 4 balls. End of it all, Uganda win this one by 2 wickets. We'll see you tomorrow when Uganda do play the Northern Momentum Multiply Titans. I have been your commentator, Innocent Daula.